Good morning, all. Thank you, Madam PS, for inviting me on the short notice, but I'm very appreciative to be here. And being a part of the training so far, I must say it's very productive, and I know it will make a great impact. As a professional in Dominica, a local professional, our experience, I can say we have the experience, was as I said, is getting the knowledge out there to the public. And we want to thank you, our partners, and all those who have come on board to help us, the offshore engineers and all the other engineers who have assisted Dominica so far in their inputs, their experience. Since Hurricane David, we have been here as engineers or young engineers, architects, we have been hearing of Hurricane David, but most of us, because of our age group, did not have the experience in terms of the physical impact of the disaster. But a few of us have in other countries. For example, I have had the experience of Hurricane Ivan in Grenada in 2004, being there during the hurricane and working with PADCO USAID for 3 years in the redevelopment in Grenada. So far, the training is very good, but I would like it to go even further. Apart from the public, we would like to sit and force or input the Architects Association, the Engineers Association as well, given the training, because I noticed these are the professionals that will be inputting it in the designs going forward, making sure it's enforced, and even editing some of the designs that have already been practiced. Because what we would want to see is a resilience in not just building, but even in the designing as well. Even in the assessments as well, we'd want to encourage the professionals that are not engineers, that they can do this assessment, but as well have a guide of a professional, trained professional, be an engineer, architect that would assist in that assessment. My experience, I would say, have taught me quite a bit, especially in what I see. There's a lot of malpractice or in workmanship, probably not in the codes. Our codes are very good because it's based on Eastern Caribbean Building Code, which is what I use, and plus the code in Dominica and all the guide is based on that same building code. There's always reviews in every 5 years of these codes, which presently that's what we use. Now, what we would like to see is how you translate these designs that are done by professionals, input it in the practice. For example, I would do so many designs. None of my designs, for example, would have minimum of 24 sheets and majority of details. But when during construction, most homeowners don't even engage you in the other services of, for example, supervision and so forth. So whereas it's left to the contractor to follow. Is he experienced or knowledgeable to even read the plans? So we have to do some of that training as well as we go forth, how we train our builders to read plans and how we even deal, for example, along the sector, the quantity surveyors and all the other persons. Because during costing, I noticed persons tell the builders or the homeowners, you can have your house cheaper if you use certain things. So what you do, you reduce the materials, the quality of the materials. For example, 24 gauge would be in the code as minimum. You input it in your designs, but probably the supplier is selling 26 gauge. The person doing the costing of that project, they will put the cost for the 26 gauge. Here, then the client would buy the 26 gauge, which is against what they have in the code. So we have to be guided also by all these factors. So we're not training. The training, I think, is very good because it really, so far, I have 3 of my clients by just explaining, and they have jumped into by the simple explanation and telling them health and life versus just cost. And then they digested to follow in the codes. For example, some persons wanted to go with the entire roof being concreted. But when we explain the reason with seismic actions, earthquakes, and also we told them then why not go down to do a one-proof room as a hurricane shelter, meaning that one of the rooms, do it at a level that it could have a concrete slab that will not be as costly to do the entire roof. You will put in the measures, meaning columns, beams, and then the other parts of the building retrofitted to suit the mitigations that will be against the effects of the hurricane. So that have been very helpful to date. Also, I would like to see more seminars. Apart from now, I know is the agency, we really would like to see everybody that's re-roofing follow. But we would like even during, after we have been getting back on our foot, that these trainings do not stop, because we have a lot of educating to do across the body, the financial institution and all the others, because if all the other institutions can come on board, that can do have a great impact in a way forward. For example, the approval of loans is done by, of the designs are done by physical planning, which does their work. But when it goes from there, it have to be financed by a loan. If the financial institution decide that it have to be stamped and approved by this qualified person, then you might have an impact where they say, okay, well, because I need the funds to do the building, it have to go through the process. So that have been helping. We'd want to see it. From there, we'd like the financial institutions as well to safeguard their assets, because it's an asset if you're going to give a loan, that they themselves have an input of involving engineers or professionals that will also guide and safeguard their interests. So then you'll find is a process from the designer, physical planning, from physical when the financing it, and from the financial institution you have the supervision of this project, where the client themselves that are trusting these other individuals with their home to construct, they themselves will be guided by someone to see that process is done in the right way. So these are some of my inputs, and I just want to thank RMPS, the Ministry of Housing, Physical Planning, and Offshore Engineering, and all the others that have been involved in this process, continuing that good job. Thank you.